It is a medical treatment where I inject essential vitamins, minerals, and fluids directly into your bloodstream through a small tube inserted into your vein. So IV is intravenous, and it gives you a lot better benefit than taking vitamins orally by bypassing the digestive system.
We believe that you are strong by design, and you were made in God's image to have a strong body, mind, and spirit. You're listening to the #1 Strength and Health Authority podcast in the world. So let's get ready to unlock your potential and transform your life in today's episode.
Hi, and welcome to the Strong by Design podcast. I'm your host today, Coach Tonya. And with me, I have Angie from Oasis IV Therapy. Hi, Angie.
Hi, Tonya. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, my pleasure. Welcome to the show. This is actually something I've been wanting to talk about for probably the last few months, probably since, about the last 6 months, because it's new to me. And now that I've had the chance to experience it, I'm like, I really wanted to get you on the show so we could talk about this and get the word out about this fabulous service that you're providing. So before we get going, Angie, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell our readers a bit about yourself.
So my name is Angie Prchlik. I'm 32. I'm originally from Michigan. I live in South Tampa now currently. I am a registered nurse. I have been a nurse for almost 10 years now. I think as of a couple weeks ago, I've graduated 10 years.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah. My first 9 years as a nurse, I was an ICU nurse. Started out in Michigan at a level 1 trauma center in their neurotrauma ICU. I really liked ICU care. I kind of always had like a travel bug. So right. I went and became a travel nurse after I got my 2.5 years of experience at one hospital, and traveled all over the country for 7 years. Wow. Stopped about almost a year ago. So I loved my travel life. Went to different ICUs around the country that needed help. Stayed about 3 months or so at a time. Was traveling through COVID, and my last assignment was at Tampa General here, and fell in love with the area. Thought this was a great place to start a business. So I just went home for the summer and came back, and here we are. I started Oasis IV Therapy, and around October, I guess I'd say my start date was officially.
Okay, so you're fairly new with this venture. But
yes, definitely.
But your whole background nursing is you definitely have the years of experience. Sounds like you had a pretty exciting career, actually. You've been moving about and seeing new things and new places. So that's really cool. So you get to Tampa and you like the area. I mean, we're pretty blessed living in Tampa. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this, in my opinion.
I know. That's great.
What drew you to? Well, first of all, what drew you to this niche? Because I'm going to call it a niche. That might not be the right word, but IV therapy isn't necessarily a new thing. Just the way it's sort of being offered seems to be what's new. Is that, So talk a little bit about that, and what was it that drew you to this particular service?
Yeah, so I've always been interested in alternative medicine. I guess in the ICU, you see the worst illnesses, but a lot of them could have been prevented, I feel. A lot of different diseases that we see are just from years and years and years of not taking care of yourself. I really enjoy taking care of people who want to help themselves. Over last summer, I kind of just heard about it myself last year. And I was like, this is a really cool concept, and reading about it and things that it can help. So last summer, I went and worked with someone who kind of learned the ropes from, and I realized that I really liked it, especially the mobile aspect, because when you're sick, you don't want to leave your house. So I like to take care of people overall. Like that nurse part of me won't ever leave. So I love taking care of people. So I guess just learning more about it, I'm like, this is kind of a great business to get into since it is new, and also coming to Florida to do it, because I think people in this area are more inclined to help themselves with their health. Okay. You see people running all the time. There's tons of gyms. Like people seem to be just kind of with the wellness industry more.
Right.
So
I would agree with that.
Yeah. And I had zero business experience whatsoever. I only know nursing. So that was kind of just a huge, huge barrier for me that I had to learn so much, thanks to Google and other people that I've met, different mentors. There's a lot to it. Starting a business alone, especially one that's medical related, and all of the stipulations and everything that we have to go through. My lawyer has helped me a lot. But yeah, it just comes down to wanting to help people, especially those who want to help themselves and are more apt to alternative medicine. The healthcare system is kind of going down the drain. I don't think that's a secret to anyone. And I've seen that in my last few years of being a nurse. So I'd love to just help people,
Right. Well, that's, I love a lot of, like, going back into some of the things you said. It's nice to hear that you feel like people in this area are sort of investing in self-care. And I mean, it's, I think sometimes where you live can certainly have an impact. I mean, getting up in the morning in Tampa or sort of, Florida along the Gulf Coast to do something isn't really hard to make yourself do when it's beautiful and warm and sunny.
Exactly.
But I love, what you said about, when you're sick, when you're not feeling well, and you don't necessarily need to be admitted or under a doctor's full-time care. But when you're unwell and you need some help, the last thing you want to do is have to leave your house to go find it, or to go and then sit in a waiting room with other people who aren't feeling well and just wait and wait. So that was one of the things that really caught me about this, was like, I can be feeling a little bit under the weather. I could be maybe getting ready to travel, maybe coming back from travel, or I've just been really ill and my body's sort of like, kind of rebooting. I love the idea that I could just call you and arrange for you to come to the house, and you show up, you have all your stuff. When you came over to do the IV for me, I think I answered emails. Like, I think I was working the whole time. I mean, it was
you can work the whole time.
So let's get down to, I'm sure people listening are probably going, okay, but what does it do? What does it do? So yes, it's an IV therapy. And I think probably a lot of people think, okay, dehydration, perfect. But beyond, beyond its benefit for rehydration, and that can be, maybe you've had a night of too much fun. Maybe you're planning a night of too much fun. It certainly is going to come in handy. But what else do you offer? What else does IV therapy give?
Yeah, I guess to start with like a basic explanation of it, it is a medical treatment where I inject essential vitamins, minerals, and fluids directly into your bloodstream through a small tube inserted into your vein. So IV is intravenous. And it gives you a lot better benefit than taking vitamins orally by bypassing the digestive system. So one word to help explain it is bioavailability. It's which is the proportion of the nutrient that is digested and absorbed and metabolized by the way that you get it either orally or IVs. So, and reading different articles, they kind of say as a general fact that when you take vitamins, and it has to be absorbed by your GI tract, So it depends on you yourself and your digestive system and the vitamin specifically. You might absorb 10 to 40% of that supplement. However, when you do it IV, it goes straight into your bloodstream, into the cells. So it's faster and much more efficient so that you receive 100% bioavailability of what I'm giving you. And it's also very safe. So they're all water soluble. So your body will take what it needs and then you'll filter out the rest in your urine. So like you said, I know like a lot of the general public has known IV therapy. I've probably seen it in Vegas first for hangovers.
Yeah, next to the oxygen bars.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's great for that too. I do have hangover clients. If you're throwing up and, well, you're drinking all night and then you're urinating a lot. So you're depleting body of a lot of your nutrients and vitamins. And then say you're throwing up later, so you're extremely dehydrated. So I give you a liter of fluids and some medication for nausea if you're in that dire straits, and different vitamins and B vitamins, vitamin C, mineral blend to help kind of just replenish you. But besides that, I know you said IV therapy is a niche, but I think I've been trying to discover what my niche is in this whole niche. So
yeah, I love it.
I think that mine, like especially with my ICU background, I like taking care of sick people. So I guess my clients that I see more than anyone else are people who are just sick in general. So if you have a cold, flu, COVID, or any virus really, and you are tired, you have chills, just that overall sick feeling, I can give you a bag of fluids. It'll help also if you have a fever to regulate your body temperature, because they're room temperature, so they're running about 72 degrees and your body's 98 or higher if you do have a fever. So it can help take that fevery feeling away. And also like B vitamins for energy, vitamin C, and glutathione, which are both antioxidants to help your body fight the virus. And also zinc sometimes will give, which can actually block viral replication. So that your sickness doesn't get worse. So yeah, I think kind of what I want to focus on more in the future mainly is just kind of sick people. So
right.
And also I have a drip for migraines as well. So that also has some pain medicine, some nausea medicine, and B vitamins to help you get through a migraine, because those can be absolutely miserable as well.
Yeah. So, I'm lucky. I've never had what I can say is a migraine, but I have a very good friend in Canada who like suffers with them and has, I think, since her teens. And it's just to see what happens to her when she's having one. It's like, I can imagine.
Yeah, it can take you out for a full weekend and you just kind of suffer and have to be in a dark room and it just looks miserable. But yeah, I also have clients who just want to maintain their health. So I'll have people who want to do it just for overall well-being. They'll get the vitamin C, B vitamins, some antioxidants. It can also help with your skin, I've heard, your sleep, definitely your energy. I've had a client since I started, really, I think November, I started giving her IVs, and she just loves it. She said her hair is growing great, her nails are thick. Lots of different types of clients.
That I want to talk a little bit about the maintenance part, because I think, definitely, I think if anybody listening who maybe is dealing with dis-ease or illness or something can definitely zero in on what the benefit could be for them, like you coming on a regular basis or something as part of their maintenance plan or support plan. But I do want to talk about the general health maintenance, because I think that's something that a lot of people might be what captures people that this is also new to, is that, you might necessarily not have to be sick. Or, earlier in our conversation, you talked about how you felt a lot of things that you saw in nursing could have been prevented with people just taking better care of themselves. So getting back to the topic of maintenance, I think that sometimes tends to be the pattern is human nature. We tend to wait till there's something to worry about, or we're really not feeling well. Exactly. And then we start doing all the good things. We start cleaning up our diet. We start getting better sleep, exercising more, all of those things. But using IV therapy as a means to maintain optimal health, I think is something that, might give people pause for a moment, because we all just get older. It doesn't mean we get old, but, we get older. As we get older, things happen. I know I never really noticed my joints a whole lot, but I certainly am very aware of them now. And me too. Yeah, and I noticed, like, when you came and so I called Angie. When was that? Was that like last month?
Yeah, about a month ago.
About a month. It's been about a month. So, and I've been meaning to call you back. I just haven't been home a whole lot. But I reached out to Angie. Well, I reached out to Angie to be a podcast guest, but I wanted to get a treatment. So when I called her, I didn't really have, I just sort of, like a lot of people, got used to, well, this is the age I'm at now. Gym recovery takes a little longer for my workouts and stuff. I'm noticing some things. I don't feel old or bad, but I'm noticing that, that kind of hurt my back a little bit, or my knee's a little bit sore, kind of thing. And you came, and I got, I can't remember what IV I got, but I know I know glutathione was in it. But anyways, after, I had the IV therapy, and you actually, for me anyways, I kind of noticed pretty, like, that day, I felt like a little more pep. I felt a little more, I felt a lot more alert. I will say that I was much more focused, able to focus. But the next day I was like, wow, like everything felt really good. I slept really good. Awesome. My body felt good. I went and worked out that morning. My workout was fantastic. My downtime, I think I did have a fairly heavy leg day the day after, and I planned it that way to kind of test it. So my workout was phenomenal. And then usually that 48 hours where you get the DOMS, I was a little sore, but nothing like I would have been,
Normally.
So, it was like,
That's
it was,
awesome.
and I just thought this could be such a great maintenance plan,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So for maintenance, great thing to bring up. So if we think about, our body, that, everything functions at a cellular level, and your body needs these essential vitamins and minerals to be able to function at its best and highest level. It's hard to get these through our diet alone. First of all, not many of us eat perfectly, exactly the way we should. And, especially in America, our foods have been diminished of nutrition over the years with the, mass production of food, and just our culture, it's kind of revolves around food and alcohol a lot. So it's hard to, eat perfectly. And honestly, it's expensive too. It's hard to fuel your body exactly the way that it should be. So with IV therapy, to get your body to function at its optimal level, giving these vitamins and nutrients. And about maintenance, that you bring that up. So a lot of people ask how often we should do it. And I would say, if you're looking to just for maintenance, just to help your body prevent illnesses and just function at a great level, about once a month is what I say, which I've been told by my doctor and what I've read in studies, to do about once a month for kind of the general person who wants to do it just to maintain their health and get the benefits like you experienced. And if you're doing it for other reasons, like say you have an autoimmune disease, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, you would probably need it every other week, or maybe start off with once a week to kind of get your body on like this regimen and then taper down. And we kind of go with your clinical result, which is how you feel. So instead of like, drawing labs before and after or labs monthly, whatever, just see how you feel, because that's what matters. And that's how you know that you are doing what's right for your body based on how you feel. So, and yeah, it makes me really happy that you had such a good experience too. So yeah, you had my energy drip, and that's by far the most popular, the one I recommend the most to people. It has a good dose of vitamin C, B vitamins, a mineral blend, which is magnesium, manganese, copper, and a small amount of zinc. And then you had glutathione at the end, which is a master antioxidant. And we push that at the end after your body starts absorbing the initial vitamins. And that's great for so many things, especially with preventing illness, as it is an antioxidant, but also with your skin too. They use it for skin lightening in other cultures. It can also be good for acne.
Wonderful.
It's a great tool
now,
to have.
Yeah, it is handy. So is there anybody who shouldn't use IV therapy, or are there certain situations or individuals that you would say you really need to get a doctor's like check mark, a written note from your doctor to say you can do this?
Yeah. So the big no-nos are heart failure, because you can build up fluids that can back up into your lungs and you have a hard time breathing. So absolutely no heart failure. Also kidney failure, renal failure.
Oh, okay,
so
that makes sense.
These vitamins, they're water soluble, so they're safe for people who do have functioning kidneys. But if you don't, and you can't filter out the excess, then it can build up in your body and then cause toxicities. So anyone with heart failure, renal failure, can't really touch you. Another thing, I do have a prenatal IV drip, but I'm pretty selective about who I give that to. I know that a lot of moms have hyperemesis, and I do have the ability to give Zofran, which is an anti-nausea, anti-emetic medication. But within the first trimester, it needs to be approved, and I need to have an actual prescription from your OB. And I prefer not to give it at all. But in certain situations, I will with a prescription. And I do check vital signs before I go over, or when I do go over to people's houses, make sure that, you're okay. You're not too sick. You don't have sky high blood pressure, stuff like that. And also another thing to think about is cancer patients. If you're on chemo, and it can be great for cancer patients for increasing energy when you're on these medications that bring you down so much, but some oncologists don't like vitamin C or glutathione on their clients receiving that, because it can counteract the effect of the chemotherapy. So chemo's trying to like kill your immune system, kill these tumors off, but vitamin C is kind of counteracting it by trying to help you. So some doctors will say, no, I don't want that given, and glutathione's kind of iffy for some oncologists as well. So with them, just those two things, I say get like a blessing from your regular doctor.
Good way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm definitely careful with who I'm, giving IVs to. I work under a medical doctor for the state of Florida, and who has written my protocols and signed off on them and everything. So, and also with my experience as an ICU nurse, I know typically who I can and cannot give these things to.
Yeah.
So,
well, you certainly show up very much the professional. Like everything is just so, I mean, it's so slick. You show up, you've got your case, you come in, all of a sudden it's just, it's all neatly done, and then you're tidying things up and you're just in and out. So what I wanted to ask about from the mobile perspective, because I think it's fabulous. I think a lot of people are actually, would like hearing this are going to be like, wow, I actually don't have to leave the house.
Yeah.
But coming out of COVID, was it difficult for people to be comfortable, like with you coming into their home? Did that take a little bit of, was it a challenge, or was it relatively easy for you?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Because I guess we have been out for 3 years now, surprisingly, with COVID. So I've never really encountered anyone who was weary about it. If I am around cancer patients, I wear a mask.
Right.
And I'm very clean with every patient. So, or if you are sick, like if you have COVID or you have the flu or something, I'm going to wear a mask to protect myself and not pass anything along. But no, I don't really think it has been an issue, and especially not for me being within the depths of COVID in the ICU and around it so many hours, and just spewing around the room with ventilators and everything. Like it's not something that I'm worried about. So
Now, for somebody that would prefer to go and get their IV therapy done, do you have a location in Tampa, or are you strictly all mobile?
So I am working with a few other businesses. So right now it's actually in St. Pete. I'm working with a new wellness center. So it's actually going to be a really cool place. It's called Oasis of Hope. And it's going to have like personal trainers, functional medicine doctor, chiropractor, like sauna, cold plunge, and now IV therapy. And so someone could go there instead. And then also I work with a few different chiropractors too. And that's always an option too for them to go to one of those offices and get it done.
Okay, so there's going to be options. There's going to be other options, although I think the mobile is definitely the home run hit. And I imagine these other locations will are on your website. Like people can find, it's going to be easy to, and we'll talk about that, but it's going to be fairly easy for people to know if they do want to leave their house and go to you, where they can go and do that. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm still setting up exact days and stuff, but on my website, you can easily just text or call, whatever you prefer, or email me, the number on there, and, ask any questions, and I'm always here to help. So.
Perfect. Now with the IVs, because you do have, there's different ones. Like you said, I got the energy drip. And then we talked about adding in the glutathione. So I just sort of want to give our listeners a little bit of a visual, or an analogy. So it's kind of like you have the boost, like the IV bag, the IV that you're getting, whatever one it is, and you can get like these boosters. So almost like when you go and get a smoothie, and you can get like the boosters, you can get all the extra things to kind of add it. So is that what it's like? So can you tell us what the different IVs that you can get, and then what are the boosters you can get, and what some of the benefits are of those add-ons?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it all starts off with either a half a liter or a full liter of fluids. And I have both normal saline and another fluid that's called lactated ringers. And that's kind of a long discussion to get into with the difference between those. So basic fluids, either a liter or half a liter. And then depending on the drip, so say the energy drip, you got vitamin C and the B complex, which is B vitamins 1 through 6 minus B4. And also the mineral blend, which I said was magnesium, manganese, copper, and zinc. And then I also gave you a B12 shot at the end, which is an intramuscular injection, but a smaller needle. It's not too painful. And then we did add on the glutathione at the end. So that's the energy drip. For the hangover, it's also vitamin C and the mineral blend, and the Zofran to help with nausea. And then you can add on magnesium to that one, and that can help great with the headache, or if you have any aches and pains, magnesium's great for that. For my migraine drip, we have Toradol, which is an NSAID for pain, and also the Zofran for nausea. And then I always add magnesium to that one. Helps open up your blood vessels. Great for a headache, like I said. For my athlete IV, I have one with amino acids. Help with your muscles, building block muscles. Also has vitamin C in it and B12 and the mineral blend. And then you can add on magnesium to that too if you're having muscle pain, soreness, all of that. Let's see, my immunity drip, that's another big one that I do. That one has zinc in it. Like I said, helps block viral replication, help get over your illnesses faster. And then vitamin C, great antioxidant, and B vitamins to help with energy. And then you can add glutathione onto that one as well. Yeah, those are kind of my major ones. Like I said, I do the immunity more than anything else, or the energy more than anything else. But
Yeah, we can use a little more of that. I do have a question about, and this is I'm going to ask on behalf of all of us ladies going through or coming up on the precipice of menopause. Is there any benefit, like with all of that that's going on in a woman's life, all of those transitions and all those hormonal imbalances or whatever she may be going through, the hot flashes, the night sweats, is there a benefit as far as a maintenance or support, the support of doing IV therapy while navigating all of that?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think the main thing to help someone with that is hormone replacement therapies, which I can't do, but see a doctor for that. But adding IV therapy on as a maintenance to help with all that, I think that's great. So just like I said, helping your body function adequately at a cellular level can help regulate hormones.
Right.
And then also with energy levels and sleep, IV therapy can help with that as well. And also speaking of that, but on the other spectrum, I will soon be introducing a drip to help with your menstrual symptoms. So some with like some pain medicine and some magnesium to help with muscle cramping, some B vitamins to help with energy. I know just so many girls just go through it every month, and I think it can be so helpful,
right,
to have an IV like on your worst day and get some relief.
Exactly. I think that's a fabulous plan. It's going to help a lot of ladies out for sure. Another question I had was when it comes to like geriatric care, because my parents are older. My dad's now in full-time care. He's got late stages of Alzheimer's, but with elderly, because they, as with getting older and in those senior years, they sometimes, forget to eat, don't drink as much. And there is a higher risk of dehydration in elderly patients and people because of that. Yeah. So have you been doing any home visits for seniors, or is that something that maybe people need to know more about, whether they're doing it for themselves or maybe setting up a plan for their parents, just to make sure? What's the benefit there for geriatric care?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a huge benefit. It's a little more of a risk, so they would probably get less fluids and maybe lower doses of the vitamins because their kidneys and their hearts don't work as great as they should. But to get extra fluids and nutrients to help them helps their brain health. I don't know if you've heard of NAD IV therapy.
Yes. Yeah.
NAD, it's a coenzyme, and it's helps with your mitochondria, but people have been using it for Alzheimer's, actually, memory care with people. And even not like full-blown Alzheimer's, but even if you're just kind of starting to get forgetful in your older age, it can help with, kind of connecting the dots in your brain. So things that you just you think more clearly. And that's something that I'm also going to introduce soon. I'm just going to get some more education on it. But I think it's going to be a huge thing to help so many people with mental clarity.
I'll be coming for that.
I'll let you know when I get it.
Please let me know. Oh, great.
Yeah.
So Angie, now that so you're you're in St. Pete, you're in Tampa, so we'll call you Tampa Bay area.
I go both. Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very much mobile. It's Oasis IV Therapy. We are going to include all your contact and where people can find you in the show notes. But since we have you, can you just tell us all the different places we can find you, all of your social media platforms, your website, your numbers, everything?
Yeah. Yep. So start off, my website is oasisivtherapytampa.com. And on there, I have all of my drips listed and all of the prices. I'm very transparent with my pricing. And my number is up there as well. You can text or call me, whatever you prefer, 813-945-2889. I am active on Instagram a lot, and my handle is Oasis IV Therapy Tampa. Also, my friend has been helping me get on TikTok too, because I say that's what you need to do now. So
yeah, you gotta do it.
So TikTok, same thing, Oasis IV Therapy Tampa, and then also have a Facebook page, Oasis IV Therapy dash Mobile Hydration and Wellness. Okay,
fantastic. Well, I'm so glad. I know you're super busy. But I really appreciate you taking time to come on the show and talk about this some more. And we'll definitely have you back when you've got those trips added in some other locations. Because I think it's a fabulous service. I really do. And to be fully transparent myself, the way I heard about it was after Gasparilla. I was in the Gasparilla parade. And then I went to a Gasparilla party afterwards, and there were people sitting in a room getting IVs, and I just thought, something must have happened. I thought something must have happened. Everybody, all of a sudden, 15 people got suddenly ill and needed IVs. Until I realized it was a mobile IV therapy company that was there, and a lot of it were people that had been, it was Gasparilla. So people got up early, started drinking very early. This was already very late at night. And so people were doing it to hopefully wake up tomorrow and not be as bad.
Be able to function.
And so that was how I heard about it. But then I did spend some time talking with one of the fellows that was there. And I was like, wow, this is really interesting. And then I met you at I think it was a Working Women of Tampa Bay event or something. You had a table there, and I grabbed your card and thought, no, I want to get her on the show, and I definitely want to try her. And I will be calling you again once I'm back in Tampa. I'm out on the road these days right now, but I can't wait for a follow-up, because I can't say enough about your service. It was absolutely, it was so, for me, working from home and busy, it was absolutely fantastic. I was able to get my IV, get my emails done, and then get on with my day. It was wonderful. So
I love to hear that. And thank you for having me. I was, shocked to get this question.
Oh, well, there you go. Now we've got you on. We'll have you back. Like I said, for everybody listening, we have in the show notes here, you can find out where you can find Angie and give her a call. Boy, she'll have you feeling like $1 million. So thank you again. And thank you to our listeners. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review and share this with someone that you think could benefit and could, use Angie's services. I'm Coach Tonya. Can't wait to sit down and talk with you all again. Take care. Have a happy and healthy day, everybody.
Thank you so much for listening to the Strong by Design podcast. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe so that more people can find out about our show. Plus, you don't want to miss any future episodes with the amazing guests and topics we have lined up for you.